This is Korea's most expensive brunch buffet, and it's an unbelievably luxurious experience. In their $130 brunch buffet, they serve caviar, unlimited champagne, several foods that are made to order that are absolutely delicious, and of course the buffet where you can serve yourself some food that are made with some serious skills. This buffet is in JW Marriot Resort and Spa, which is located in Jeju Island of Korea. And let me tell you, this might be my favorite buffet in Korea of all time. Wanna see what it's like? Then follow me.
I've already probably visited most of Korea's nicest hotels, but this is by far the most gorgeous, most well-constructed, most luxurious hotel. It's probably like $1,000 a night though. I'm almost glad that I came here on a rainy day. This is just a great vibe.
Their buffet is called Island Kitchen, and I'm going for their brunch, which happens to be the most expensive in the country.
This better be good. This is their entrance. Wow. It's like a movie set. This is so cool.
Surprisingly, there weren't that many people, so I was lucky enough to sit by the window.
I feel like a Korean prince now.
저희는 뷔페 즐기시면서 메인 메뉴도 주문이 가능하신데요. 필요하실 때마다 저희 직원 불러주셔서 주문 주시면은 저희가 바로 도와드리겠습니다. 샴페인 같은 경우에는 저희 모에 샹동 샴페인 사용하고 있습니다, 고객님. 바로 올려드려도 괜찮아요?
그럼 한 잔 부탁드립니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
I was very surprised to see unlimited fancy champagne.
그러면은 이 안에 있는 거는 직접 계속해서 주문을 하면 되는 거고
네네,
나머지는
맞습니다.
저기서 어떻게 가져다 먹으면 되는 거예요?
네네, 맞습니다. 식사 맛있게 하세요.
네. Cheers to my credit card statement. Here are some of the items that you can continue to order. It seems that they're pretty much like restaurant food. I believe I'm going to try all of them. So if you guys are curious, keep watching the video. 이거 JW egg royal이랑
네.
훈제 연어 트러플이랑 그리고 제주 겨울 스프 주문할 수 있을까요?
네, 알겠습니다. 세 가지 주문 도와드릴게요. 오늘의 겨울 스프는 고구마 스프로 준비되어 있습니다, 고객님.
고구마 좋죠.
Wow, don't you guys feel like my Korean sounds nice? That being said,
Hold on a second, guys. Don't you guys sometimes stop and think to yourself, wow, it would be so cool to speak in different languages like Jimmy does? No? Yes, you do.
well, since you guys insist on learning a new language, how about I show you an easy way? And that's by using Mondly.
Mondly is one of the top 5 language learning apps, and they already have over 110 million users. So a lot of people already know that it's a fantastic app for learning a language. Knowing how to speak in different languages is not just a skill for you to have for your resume, but it also opens yourself to so many different things in life that are fun. All of their lessons and audio materials are recorded by native speakers, so you know when you learn from them, you're learning from the right people. Maybe you want to learn Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Spanish, Italian. It really doesn't matter what language you want to learn and what language you currently speak, because you'll have access to 41 different languages, and those lessons are available in 33 different languages. So whatever it is that you're learning, you can learn using your first language. They have a real-time chatbot with speech recognition, so using their big brain artificial intelligence, they can provide you feedback at any time.
Beautiful. 美丽的.
美丽的. They focus on practical lessons that you can use in your daily life, so you can speak for yourself when you're meeting new people or when you're traveling. You don't think that's cool? Well, if that's not enough for you, let me tell you what's really cool. Using my special link, mondly.app/JimmyKimTV, you get a special spring discount that gives you 96% off on their lifetime access. Just make sure you use my link. I hope this becomes a good opportunity for you guys to pick up a new language. And now, let's get back to the buffet. Usually you get their ocean view here. Today's very rainy, so you get this very nice 분위기 here today. Insert sad Korean drama music here.
Okay, it doesn't seem right when I do it. So here's the caviar that I only get once.
저희 캐비어는 프랑스산 캐비어 사용하고 있고요, 고객님. 위에는 청보리 블레닛이라고 청보리 반죽으로 만든 작은 팬케이크라고 생각하시면 되세요.
So right here, I have my caviar, and they gave me this special spoon. This spoon is made from a clam. So apparently if you use a metal spoon, that can ruin the flavor of the caviar. How true is it? I'm not really sure, but I'm sure they're doing this for a reason, right? Okay, I'm gonna get this pancake-like thing and scoop up that caviar. I'm not sure why rich people are so into eating caviar. I guess I'll find out today.
A lot of expensive restaurants have caviar. I've had it a few times by now, but I never understood the hype behind it.
I think I'm too poor to fully appreciate caviar. It's too sophisticated for me. If I had to be honest with you guys, this is more of, wow, this is a cool experience, rather than, wow, this is delicious.
Okay, that was their caviar, but let's try their food.
So right here, I have their soup, sweet potato based soup. Wow. This is something that I would get in like a really, really fancy restaurant, like a fine dining restaurant.
I think we're off to a great start because even this soup was unbelievably good.
Oh my God, this soup is amazing. So this is their egg royal. I thought it was going to be like some kind of an egg scramble, but it's actually a surf and turf, a lobster and steak. Oh my. Allow me, guys. Let me start with the steak. Nice, medium well done, I believe.
And what can I say other than this is a fantastic steak?
There's a little touch of toughness, but I would say this is a legitimate steakhouse level steak. That's really good. I like my egg a little more buttery and middle classy, but that was really good.
현재 하나 카페 나왔습니다.
아, 네, 감사합니다. So I think she heard me. So apparently you can get your steak cooked to your liking. So you can get it medium rare too. Let me pull that lobster meat out of there. I'm allergic to lobsters, but I know you guys love lobsters, so I'm gonna eat it just to make you guys jealous. Wow. Goes so well with the truffle sauce that it came with.
Don't forget, this is a buffet restaurant, and while their selection might not be huge, whatever they have is really, really amazing. So let's take a look at what they have and help myself with some food.
These are some really nice looking salads. All that is scallop. So they have a fusion style Asian and Western food. That looks good. For you Indonesian audiences, there's mie goreng. Tell me if this looks legit. Some Korean style short ribs, sausages, and Jeju specialty pork. That looks so juicy. They got some fun little takoyaki here too. Some Korean style pancakes, jeon, fried chicken. Of course, they have crab and lobsters. At this price point, they better. Beef ribs, some galbijjim. That looks like a legitimately good galbijjim. Wow. Here's some sashimi. Not a whole bunch of choices, but they look quality. That looks good. Even something as basic as seaweed soup, that looks clean. That looks amazing. So these are desserts, and all these in the fridge, they're desserts too. Black Forest. Wow, that looks so good. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I think this is going to be one of the very few times, might be the only time when I want to try everything, but I probably will run out of my space. And Jeju tangerine sweet and spicy fried chicken. Oh, I want to have all that Jeju pork. So Jeju Island is really famous for their pork, their black pork. I try not to get too much at once. Even their takoyaki looks great. I want to have that sogalbijjim. That is so much meat. That is like 90% meat, 10% bone. Oh, I wanted to start with this Jeju pork.
What can I say? It tasted as good as it looked.
It is just a little dry on the inside. I think that's from being on display for a few minutes. So I would say this is almost as good as getting it from a Korean barbecue restaurant. It's just that you're not eating it right as you're cooking it. Let's have that takoyaki as well. Oh, feels crispy on the fork. Man, that's good takoyaki.
So I would say that's better than most takoyaki places in Japan. Just not as good as some of the best places.
Usually when YouTubers and influencers, they say, I visited this buffet and their food is like a restaurant food, I just feel like that's 100% a lie because I know what it tastes like. It's not nearly as good as restaurants. But in this buffet, they are as good as the restaurants. In fact, better than most restaurants. Let's try this mee goreng. Bring some honor to my Indonesian viewers. I thought that tasted good. Not sure if it's authentically Indonesian. Some Korean John. I'm getting visions of my grandmother. She's still alive, but I'm still getting visions of her. This is very typical of grandmothers, but my grandmother thinks I'm skinny. Look at this huge galbi-jjim. Hard to find these in buffet restaurants. So these galbi-jjim, unless you slow cook it for a long time, the meat tends to be like really tough. But this one, if I just bite it, it just rips right off. This is beyond falls off the bone. This is like shreds into nothingness. Allow me to refresh my palate. That's my smoked salmon and truffle. This is quite unbelievable. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place my wet egg on top, smear the guacamole on top as well, put the salmon on top, pop that egg. Yes, smoked salmon, truffle, hungry. Man, that's amazing food. I feel like a lot of the times when restaurants make food, they just put the core ingredients in, wishing they come together nicely. But I feel like for something to be super delicious, there's a lot of fine tuning that has to go into it. Like how they blend together. Are there like spices that binds everything together? This has that. Somebody really thought it out to make this taste good. Perhaps I just don't have the class, but the only thing that I'm like, about is their caviar. I guess I just don't know enough to appreciate it. This is the caviar. You guys tell me if this is a good caviar. I'm not quite ready for a dessert yet, but I just couldn't help but try this. Look at these guys. These are some gorgeous desserts. This is meant to look like a mandarin. They made it really well. It actually does look like a fruit. Wow. Wow, this is so good. Really thick, super sweet cream. I believe the outer layer and the inside, they actually come from the Jeju Mandarin. You can actually feel the pulp of Jeju Mandarin. It's delicious. The surface is exactly like that fruit. It's so cool. I can say with confidence that if I went to a very fancy, like $300 plus fine dining restaurant, and I get this as my dessert, then I'd be like, wow, they have a really good dessert. You know, this is a great dessert. Let's have this Black Forest as well. Cute little buns, like the ones on me. Black Forest. Very heavy chocolate. So it's got this chocolate cream or chocolate mousse with a bit of cream and some jam. It could be raspberry. I don't think it is raspberry, but all I'm trying to say is it's very good. Very beautiful presentation too. No, I don't think it's blueberry either. Okay, the more I think about it, I think that was cherry. I love how these robots are working hard. There's like an army of them.
Let's try some more food that I haven't tried yet.
And I'm gonna give myself some sashimi. Using my expert knowledge, I know this is yellowtail and that's flounder. And that's obviously salmon. Sushi. Salmon sushi. Well, doesn't this look handsome? I'm not even sure what to start with now. Yellowtail sashimi. You know what I can tell you though? Their sashimi game is really there. Salmon sashimi. Now their sushi, they don't look like they're the most well-crafted sushi. At the end of the day, it is a buffet, but I'd be okay with it if they taste good. So the flounder sushi wasn't too great, the rice was a little dry, whereas the salmon sushi was really good. So there's a little bit of inconsistency there. I think it's just the fact that the flounder was sitting there for a little while.
To be fair, I still would consider their sushi to be very, very good. Probably one of the best that I've had in a buffet.
Their yukwe, beef tartare. Now that's very good. They added some veggies with it too, which adds a really nice flavor to it. In most places, they just serve beef with pepper and sesame oil, which is still good, but this is just next level. I like the takoyaki so much that I got one more. The buffet here is absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best experiences in Korea, if not the best. So there's a few made-to-order items that I haven't tried yet. So before I get too full, I feel like I'm gonna have to have those first. 저기 혹시 이거 더 주문해도 되나요? That's the 단호박죽 or pumpkin porridge. It looks beautifully crafted. I think this would be a really nice appetizer. I can just feel the quality of the pumpkin. This is good stuff. Oh, I must let you guys know that this buffet, without the caviar and the unlimited champagne, is significantly cheaper, from $130 to about $100. $100 is a lot of money to spend on food, but if you're here on a special occasion, I feel like $100 for a place like this, I'll make an argument that this is a great deal.
Okay, some more food from the kitchen.
So that's the black pork soup, and that is my rice cake soup. That looks rich and good. It looks nice too. That's the black pig soup. Oh, it has a lot of noodles in it too. So it's kind of like ramen. I didn't know it was a noodle dish, but I love myself some goop soup. Nice wheat noodles, just like ramen. You guys should really try some. This is really good. And the fat in the pork adds really nice flavors to it. The soup, as far as I can tell, is sagol, which is bone broth. So just a few days ago in Korea, it was Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year. And traditionally in Korea, we eat rice cakes like this on our Chinese New Year's Day. When I was young, they told me that you truly age only if you finish a bowl of rice cake soup. Wow, this is really good. Some rice cake soups are murky and gooey, which is still good, but they're using clear soup here. They've added some green onions, radish, eggs, dried seaweed, which is very typical. They also have some beef, and I must tell you guys that this is a very well-made duck group. Forgive me for going off on a little tangent here, but when I was a little boy, they did tell me that I aged by eating rice cake soup, right? And I thought to myself, if one bowl of tteokguk means 1 year in age, then by science, if I eat 30 bowls of these, then I'd be older than both of my parents. And I can tell them whatever the hell I want them to. 2.5 bowls into it, I failed. I was still a fat little boy, and the domestic abuse continued. Again, fantastic tteokguk. Pretty happy with it. Okay, let me have some of that bansang. So this bansang, which by definition I believe just means a meal, came with the pot rice. The pot's extremely hot, I don't want to touch it. 소고기 묵국, beef radish soup, of course some kimchi, and that soy sauce, and there's probably some pickled squid. I'm pretty sure I just used this soy sauce mixed with the rice. The yellow bits here on top of the rice, that's dried fish, I believe. Let's have some.
It was an amazing Korean pot rice, although some people might find it a little bland.
It's kind of like something that Korean grandmas would love. It's really well made. It's just a little boring. Pickled squid to make it more interesting. Now that's better. And this is radish soup. It looks like it's the same soup as the tteokguk, except it doesn't have the rice cakes. So I've tried all of their made-to-order brunch and much of their buffet items. I'll tell you guys this much, I was very impressed. This really could be my favorite buffet in Korea. Now, I have to go super Princess Jimmy, have some of their desserts. I've tried some of them earlier, they were amazing. This time I want to do a real dessert round. Man, their desserts look awesome. They're calling these croffin. Oh, I know what that means. That's a mix of croissant and a muffin. Strawberry one looks nice. The blueberry one looks nice. The cinnamon sugar one looks nice too.
가장 유명한 거는 헬라봉모스랑 블랙포레스트가 가장 유명해요.
확실히 아까 먹었는데 맛있더라고요.
저도 제일 최애가 블랙포레스트.
So I would love to have that halabo mousse and black forest again. There is no time to be wasted. Blueberry croffin, cinnamon sugar croffin. I would like some pecan tart. I got that Mandarin shoe as well. All right, let's go have some. Okay, let's have some desserts. Can't deny that it looks quality. I must admit that this is my first time seeing this croffin. So this is pretty much just croissant, just baked in a muffin tray, I think. Usually blueberries in Korea, they feel really frozen and not tasty. This is legitimately good. Let's try this sugar cinnamon croffin as well. This just feels like a croissant, doesn't offer much other than that. They have other very nice desserts here, so I probably wouldn't have that again. Pecan pie.
Of course, the pecan pie was also very good. It's just that it wasn't like mind-blowingly good like some of the others.
The strawberry cake. The very basic.
I also enjoyed this a lot too. It wasn't anything unique, but it was made to a high quality.
This isn't just any cake. This is a thoughtfully made cake. Mandarin shoe. Should I just take a big bite? This is still somewhat crispy on the surface. There's Jeju Mandarin jam outside and on the inside of this dessert. It's just really delicious. Call me Fat Jimmy, but I just had to get another one of these. This is probably my favorite dessert here, the Mandarin mousse. I just love the fact that they utilized a lot of the local produce, like the local fruits, and they all turn out to be really delicious. Okay, I'm out of the restaurant now. So what did I think of the experience? I think that's by far one of my favorite buffet experiences ever. And I think it's quite possibly my favorite buffet in Korea right now. Again, without the caviar at the champagne, it's not $130, it's more like $90. And considering the quality of the food that you get, $90 is more than a fair price. Especially amongst Korean buffet, where everything is easily over $100. Of course, it is a little far from Seoul, because it's in Jeju Island. But if you guys do visit Jeju, and if you guys want a great brunch, this is the place. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this video, you know you have to go watch my other videos too, right? And also listen to my songs on Spotify, okay? Alright, thank you guys.
Thanks again, Monly, for sponsoring this video. Come on, go learn a new language, guys.